Hello, everybody. So it looks like there's at least three of us here. 80 ATC, how you guys doing? Hopefully, more people will show up. We're gonna give them a few minutes to hopefully get in here soon. Um, Before we get started. Let's see. Side note: hearing train. Okay. Hmm. All right. So hopefully you guys have had a good weekend. ATC, I don't know if you got my message the other. Well, actually, I think you did because I was on Critical Blast open mic night last night. So, um, yeah. So overall, how'd your weekend go, guys? Hopefully you had a good weekend and stuff like that. Um, I think 80. I think I might have even seen you over on Tug Stream on Saturday, I believe, on with Back Goat. Yeah. We have a fourth person in here. Hello, fourth person. Hope all is well with you tonight. Welcome to the mic stand. Okay, so StreamYard saying, well, I guess now we're back down to three according to StreamYard and YouTube. Anyways, yeah. Um, yeah. So, as I said, we're just waiting for some more people to show up here. Before we get started, I do have five stories tonight, all from Bounding into Comics. So, I'll go over preview that in a few minutes here. Again, just giving some more people time to get here. Hmm. And as always, guys, of course, I do appreciate any and all likes and shares. That helps with the algorithm and helps, see if we can bring some more people in. Um, so if you can help me out with that if you haven't already, that'd be appreciated. Um, Anyways, let's see. So, I know I probably asked this already, but how'd your weekend go, guys? And there's Batgoat. Hey, Batgoat, what cooks? I don't know, Batgoat, what cooks? What cooks, Batgoat? uh, Woody, hey, hi guys. Hey, Woody, how you doing, man? Now the counter would just catch up with us a little bit here. I think we got like four people now. Yo, Woodrow, I'm back. Go morning, Woody. All right. Looks like we have. I know. It looks like we have like five. Let's see. We got that go Woody, ATC, and 80. Um, it says that looks like we have five people in here. Excuse me for just one quick moment, guys. I'll be right back. Popping popcorn, second win. Huh. Okay. Hey, 80. I just realized something today. Your name is a play on the word atypical, isn't it? 80 pickle. I was just thinking about that today. Your name is a play on the word atypical, isn't it? I bet. It is, and most do not get it. Well, I don't know if you've noticed this about me. I'm a bit of a wordsmith myself. So there's usually a good chance I'll usually pick something up like that. You know, may not necessarily be always right off the bat, but eventually I will. Given time and stuff like that. Bravo, Mike. All right, so I think we got 5 people in here, and we're just past the 6 minute mark here. So I guess I think. Hey, Dave. Glad you're howdy, Mike. Unless you can guess your password, you may need to make a new email to get on Minds. Hey, everybody. Unless you can guess you may need it. Well, I don't have. Okay, Dave. I don't have a Minds account yet. I'm thinking about it. I wanted to learn more about it before I did. Okay. Unless you can guess your password, you may need to make a new email to get on Minds. Hey, everybody. Um, I I wanted to find out a little bit more about Minds. I don't have a Minds account. I'm thinking about getting one. I was just, was wondering about. High five to a fellow wordsmith. I love wordplay. Um, hey, Dave. Hey, Dave. Um, and then, of course, Action Toys reiterating something that we had talked about this morning on Leto's stream. I was asking about. Mike wants to talk to you about Minds. Yet. Oh, it's easy. And Mrs. Toys wants to talk to you about Tupperware. Laugh out loud. Me and Leto been wearing him down. Laugh out loud. Well, one of the things was I was hearing how you apparently you can make money on mines. I wanted to learn a little bit more about that. Because I've heard people mention that you make some cash on. I think I've heard some other people say they make. So I wanted to learn a little bit more about that, Dave. If you can kind of tell me a little bit more about that. Now I know this very nice lady who will sell you some Tupperware at a fine price. Uh, yeah, you can make money on mines technically. Um, yeah, from what I was told, I guess it's cryptocurrency. So is that like real money, or is that not like how does all that actually work? You can kind of tell. I know, guys. We're starting off on something here that normally isn't necessarily part of niche, but I wanted to get a little bit. I'm thinking about getting a Minds account, and I wanted to get a little bit more information before I made a decision. So that's why we're just starting. Yeah. You give them your phone number. They pay you for when people like your stuff. Um, so how? Okay, so how exactly does that work? Can I set it up to where they can like direct deposit into my account or something like that. I don't understand the highfalutin junk. I once was a Tupperware lady decades ago. Oh, the memories. But it's in tokens, so the idea is to cash out after you have enough. So what you do is okay, so you collect tokens, and then if you go to so what happens? You collect the tokens, and then once you get a certain amount, you can trade them in for cash. Is that kind of how it works? Get the free card, baby. If you have a bank account, that would make it easy. Well, I do have a bank account, so yeah, yes. So you're saying yes to the idea is I collect tokens and then I can, once I make a certain amount, I can basically exchange them for actual cash. Hard password. And the price fluctuates so you can sell high. So is it kind of like working the stock market then, in a way? A wee bit. Okay. Well, thank you for answering my questions, Dave. That helps. I'll be thinking about that a little bit. See if maybe I will look into getting a mines account. I'm allowed at one point. One token was $5. Okay. All right. So I might check it out, try it out. But thank you for answering my questions, Dave. That at least gives me a little bit better idea what I'm getting into. So let's see now. Let's see. That mess was nut action. And Ian, as in shut up, Ian from the pull fame. Okay, nuts. I bury paper money in ground. Not allowed. It was not a problem, Mike. All right. Well, anyway, so now that we got that out of the way, now to get to what you guys really came for, and that's niche news, and niche news and niche topics. So, as I explained to some of the guys earlier, before, so let's see, we got the counter says 4, but I think we got more than 4. Let's see, Bat Goat, Woody, 80, Toys, Dave. I think we actually have 6 people in here, including myself here. The counter's being short. And as always, guys, of course, I do appreciate any and all likes, shares. That helps with the algorithm. So, um, so with that, polls closed according to back out. Okay. All right then. So, anyways, so here's what's on tap for tonight. I got 5 stories for you guys, all from Bounding into Comics. 2 of them from the comic section, 3 from anime, including, of course, we're going to talk a little bit about another. We talked about Jerry Dugan last week. This week we're going to talk about Jerry Conway, the guy, the hypocrite who's telling Japan to not to draw um, women in a provocative manner. Also, we got some Arctoons news. Also, there's some, I guess, some release information based on Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Also, Netflix is coming out with another. I guess they're coming out with a CGI version of Ultraman, and then there was a recent survey took uh, in Japan as to whether or not um, they want Hollywood even touching any of their properties, and apparently they don't. So probably be probably be getting we'll probably be looking at that as well. So, anyways, all right. So let's see now. Action out of nowhere. Okay, real nice there, ATC. Into the pool. Okay, and that's your thing. Okay, your link. What? Ouch. The pen's back, goat. Oh no, now the pool has. Oh boy. Mike Walters. Crumb just got some major dirt. Oh yeah. What on who? BG falls in yelling, "You son of a!" Jazz hands. Battling against gravity. Third season of Ultraman, I believe. Mm-hmm. Laugh out loud. So before I get started here, ATC, you said that Crumb, I guess, got some major news or something like that. Some major dirt. VAs, Mike. Huh. I knew that Dave would get the hacker known as Joke. Oh, she got some major. What she gonna tell everybody about it on a stream Saturday? Maybe just the second season. I like the CG Ultraman, but Netflix, yeah. So yeah, her news. I know spoiler. Okay, well that's fine. I mean, if she's going to stream about it on Saturday, I'll try to catch it then. Um, so anyway, so let's get to the stories tonight. Yeah, fornicate Netflix. Okay, so let's get to the stories then tonight. And of course, we're going to start out with, there were two Jerrys who were making some pretty unbelievable statements this past week. And we're going to talk about the second one. We talked about Jerry Dugan last week. So now we're gonna take a look here at Jerry Conway. And apparently he's now the funny thing is that this guy is a bit of a hypocrite because this is the guy who was one of the guys who helped design Super or Power Girl rather. So Power Girl co-creator Jerry Conway wants to see manga creators taken to task for their rampant sexism and misogyny. Okay, so the guy who created this right here is now trying to tell other artists not to draw stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. Whatever, dude. Article by Spencer Baculi. It was published on Friday. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So the Western comic book industry has officially begun to turn its sights on the Japanese entertainment industry as Power Girl co creator Jerry Conway declared that he wants to see the manga industry taken to task for their rampant sexism and misogyny. Dude. Anyway, uh, Source World's Finest Volume 1, issue number 12, um, 2013, DC Actually, I don't think that would have been Volume 1. I think that might have been Volume 2 because there was an earlier World's Finest. Oh, wait, that might have been World's Finest Comics. But cover art by Ryan Shook. On May 11th, presumably prompted by the recent situation surrounding J. Scott Campbell's response to a Tumblr artist's fixing of his work, Conway took to his Twitter to bafflingly assert that while American comic book artists are taken deservedly to task regularly for outrageously sexist treatment of women, he rarely saw any commentary on the rampant sexism and misogyny of manga. Well, maybe one, because most people like manga better at this point, and two, the Japanese don't give a flying hoot about your political correctness. Okay. Um, and it's kind of funny because one of the other things, and we talked a little bit about this on Critical Blast open mic night last night. James Lee, who is of course a comic book artist who's doing his book called Steins. He was mentioning that actually even the Japanese government is actually asking manga artists to maybe spice things up because of the population issue over there, where the dwindling population, where a lot of the younger crowd are waiting till they get a little older, like 28 to 30, to start having families. So they're trying to spark those flames, as it were. Rampant. Sex sells. Yes, it does, 80. Yes, it does. Indeed. And actually, one of the other things I heard too is that, well, maybe it was just from somebody else. I think Yellow Flash also covered this article as well. I think one of the things he was saying is that I think there are actually more women who like the sex stuff more than even the guys. Over there. So, and manga is incredibly popular with younger readers, Conway added, attempting to support his disingenuous argument with a tired think of the children moral backing. Yeah, that same that gave us gave us a. It's kind of fun. It's kind of funny how things do change, because now it's more those who are associated with the political left that are actually pushing for censorship like that. When they were all over the right for it. So I mean, this goes to show you it's not really a political. It's a little bit. It is a bit more ideological, but it's at the core values. As proof to his claim that manga was filled with rampant sexism and misogyny, the veteran comic book writer pointed to the cover image of, Dungeon Builder, The Demon King's Labyrinth is a Modern City, fourth volume, which depicts the series' busty ancient elf monster Aura in her standard scantily clad outfit. Well, okay. There's no denying, there is no denying that, yes, manga and anime, there are some manga and anime out there that are highly suggestive. But you know something? That's okay. That's what a lot of fans want. That's what a lot of people actually will spend money to buy. It's their money to do with as they wish, Mr. Conway. Someone say bubes, bubes. Yeah. Um, Dungeon Builder, the Demon King's Labyrinth is a monster city. Yeah, that'll get a lot of people's attention right there. Of course, Dungeon Builder, the Demon King's Labyrinth is a modern city, Volume 4, 2021, Seven Seas Entertainment. In a follow up tweet, Conway continued, not to mention manga's rampant sexualization of teen and preteen young women in media that in America is mostly popular among younger readers. Do we ignore this because we're afraid to criticize non Western cultural tropes? He asked. Uh, Japanese culture is a little different from American culture. Okay. Um, there are similarities, yes, but there are also quite a few differences. So, um, oh yeah. So, you know, yep, there they are. I'm out of milk. Okay. Um, Lurking. 50 Shades of Grey was a bestseller book. One, wonder how that would do as a comic series overseas. Hmm. That'd be an interesting question. And it's not like there are companies that haven't done that before, properties from other, taken properties from other media and turned them into comic books. Conway then presented another manga cover in support of his argument, this time drawing attention to the cover of the seventh volume of Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. Please don't, please don't bully me, me Nagatoro-san. And then here's the cover art there. I've been hearing a little bit about this. Even I'm kind of interested in possibly watching that at some point, but there's no way around it. The arguments made in Conway's tweet are disingenuous at best, outright lies at worst. First off, his claim that sexualized depictions of female characters are inherently sexist and misogynistic is an outright lie. And ironically, a misogynistic one, given that the mere existence of the large number of female artists who enjoy drawing quote unquote sexy characters, such as digital artist Saki Michan and Bayonetta designer Mari Shimazaki. I guess here are some here are some here are some examples of their work, I guess. Platinum Games official blog designing Bayonetta. Yet more egregious um, is his claim that he has only rarely seen criticism of manga being sexist. as the only way this could be true is if he was either only getting his anime and manga news from straightforward news only trade outlets, or he was outright blind. As anyone who has engaged with any one of the number of communities surrounding the medium for more than 15 minutes on social media knows both anime and manga depictions of women are a favorite target of commentary, quote unquote. Um, from critical social justice and race theorists, spiteful busybodies, and offense desperate attention seekers, which is true. I mean, I do remember, like, particularly, I think last year, it kind of reminds me of like over the last year and a half, last year, maybe almost a year and a half ago. I remember, and I know Hiro Hay was the one covering this. It was that whole Uzaki-chan issue where, you know, the the Japanese Red Cross had wanted to use her as a way to get people to come and donate blood, and then you heard all the crying going on, and then they stopped using her, and then their blood drive fell off. So, and God said that the wicked will perish in hellfire for lust and sin, worthy of damnation. Preacher man. You can almost see Mike's jaw dropping. Uh, my jaw drops also at times. Tell British gun lady. Ever see a preacher man? All right, so as we continue on with the article here, let's see. Yeah, we got all that there. Women fighters. Source King of Fighters, A New Beginning, Chapter 5, Japan team versus Yagami team, third, 2018 Kodansha. For example, in 2019, self righteous fans of My Hero Academia took issue with how the anime adaptation's depiction of Nejire Hado featured a more defined bust than her manga counterpart, criticizing the change on grounds ranging from misogyny to pedophilia. Yeah, I think I remember Hirohei also covering this one as well. In fact, one fan felt so self righteous in their anger towards Studio Bones' apparent misogynistic crimes against the fictional character that they called upon their Twitter followers to hunt Studio Bones down, and even highlighted the location of their headquarters as featured in their Wikipedia entry. Again, different culture and different laws, though, people. Different culture, different laws. My Hero Academia, episode 62, A Season for Encounters. 2018 Studio Bones. Just 15 days later, the Shonen Jump series Yuna and the Haunted Hot Springs was vocally chastised on social media by Western critics for a risque pinup of the series' eponymous character featured in the manga magazine's 48th issue of that year. Yeah, that's true. But if we've learned anything, we know that most Japanese writers and artists will basically tell most Western critics where they can go stick it. They can go jump in the lake for all they care. According to the mob, the inclusion of the pinup in the magazine was not only absolutely disgusting and tantamount to child abuse. Oh, the sensationalism of the SJWs. You know, it's pretty pathetic. But in the words of one particular critic, reason to celebrate the fact that Japan's population is declining. Yeah, you know why it's declining? Because people are not choosing to have kids till later in life. Most of the younger people are trying to get themselves established and aren't trying to start families until like they're 28 or 30. You know, if anything, in fact, as I was mentioning earlier, James Lee, I think, was the one who was mentioning this last night. I think the Japanese government has even been actually asking manga artists to actually make more sexualized you know, content in the mangas to try to, I don't know, push the idea of procreating to where they can get their population back up. Huh. We got 6 people in here now. Yay, 6 people. As always, guys, I do appreciate any and all likes and shares. If you can help me out with that, that'd be appreciated. Anyways, as we continue on here. Source Yuna and the Haunted Hot Springs, chapter 181, a surprise for Yunasan, 2019, Shueisha Incorporated. In mid 2020, the premiere of the anime adaptation. Yes, and this is what I was just talking about too, because I know Hirohei did quite a bit of coverage on this one as well. Okay, and I was just talking about this, but here we go. In mid 2020, the premiere of the anime adaptation of Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out saw a worrying number of social media users accuse the highly stylized depiction of the series' titular main character. Saw a worrying amount of social media users accuse everyone from the series creator to fans of the series of pedophilia. And as I understand it, as I understand it, she's not even legally a minor, even in the with she's like 20 years old in this series. They're like college students. Okay, Uzagi-chan and the now, as I understand from what I heard, the premise behind Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out is that she has this friend that she had met in high school. They're like in college together too, as well. And he's kind of a bit more reserved and shy. So her whole mission becomes to try to get him more socially active. It's like she wants to hang out with this guy, from what I understand, to try to, open him up, as it were, you know. So sounds like another cute little anime that would be fun to watch. But of course, SJW just got to focus on the fact that there's an animated 20-year-old character with big boobs. Oh, the horror of it, right? Let's see. Source Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out. Episode 1. Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out. Studio NG 2020. Let's see. See if you guys are saying anything. I last said something here. Okay. 880. Tolerance All right, you just I can read that there. Um, Tolerance towards other countries is not allowed, in my opinion. You don't have to like, but don't try to change them because you don't agree. Just my opinion. Well, I think that's an opinion that's shared by a lot of people, including myself. 80. Okay. Right now, I have to be quite honest with you. Right now, I would actually prefer the Japanese culture in a lot of ways over our current American culture. You know, I'd rather move over to Japan and hang out with Japanese people than than hang out with you guys are the exception, of course. I love hanging out with you guys. Don't get me wrong there. What I'm talking about is, of course, hanging out with all the SJWs and having to put up with all their garbage. That's what I'm talking about. So let me just make sure that's clear. I love hanging out with you guys. So, um, and with people like Tug and all that. But if I was given the choice where I actually had to either hang out Hollywood with all the SJW celebs or go over into Japan, hang out with Japanese people, I'd take hanging out with Japanese people over SJW celebs any day of the week, any day and every day of the week. Yeah. Later that year, CBR published an editorial asserting that the way One Piece mangaka Eiichiro Oda drew female characters served only to quote unquote reinforce harmful stereotypes, claiming, contrary to what anyone who has read the popular shonen series knows, that Oda's female character designs often perpetuate the idea that beauty equates to goodness or lack of agency. The fact that one of the most well-known, corporate endorsed, and ideologically acceptable nerd culture websites in North America has chimed in to criticize one of the most popular manga series of all time should stand as proof that this issue hasn't been ignored by Western commentators. These are only a handful of examples, but they conclusively prove that Conway's arguments are either completely detached from or willfully ignorant of the reality of the popular attitudes towards Japanese art choices. In short, Jerry Conway, you're a moron. One Piece, episode 923, A State of Emergency. Big Mom closes in. 2020. It's, let's see. Oh, we're already at the 40-minute mark. I'm not even through the first article yet. They're a little repressed, but they all right. Yeah. Should probably start trying to read a little faster here because we're already at the 44-minute mark and I'm not even out of the first story yet here. Given the fact that Japanese manga has absolutely overtaken and blown out the Western comic book industry, as we've seen in recent days, in terms of sales in the United States, Conway's dishonest pearl clutching um, feels more like a desperate attempt to attack an industry competitor rather than an earnest critique born out of any sort of principle, even one rooted in critical race or social justice theory. Yep, I would have to agree with that. After all, why else would he attempt to appeal to the very same censorious ideologues who would just as soon happily take Conway himself to task for creating what they consider one of the most popular sexualized characters of all time? And here is that character, Supergirl. Or not Supergirl. I'm sorry. It's not Supergirl, Power Girl. Power Girl. In the coming months, Conway may find it helpful to read the classic tale of the scorpion and the frog, as he will almost assuredly discover his efforts to ally himself with critical social justice and race theorists in his derision towards manga ending in much the same way. Why? What do you make of Conway's call to arms against manga? Let us know your thoughts on social media or in the comments down below. Well, I mean, I think the whole situation here is going to end up being, these people, these SJWs are going to start to eat their own. We've seen tidbits of it here and there. They're going to probably be, doing it to each other left and right here. Oh, yeah. That dude Conway made Supergirl boob windows. Yep. And we saw it right there. Comics are gone in the next 10 to 20 years. Um, Mangas are the future. Uh huh. Yeah, I mean, I think you got. I think those of you been by on Friday night can agree that you know if you want to find a good American comic, you have to aside from the independents coming out right now, you have to look to the past. Yeah. All right, so let's get to the next story here. I'm going to cover here this second and last comic story by the Dark Herald Art Tunes Roundup for Friday, May 14th, 2021. And yeah, we see Dave and 80 and Action been keeping up on us, but I guess Backgoat and Woody and I guess whoever else might be here as well, I guess are lurking a bit. It's good to see that 6 people are watching. As always, guys, I hope 7 people now. Yay, 7 people. And as always, guys, of course, I hope you will help out. Um, and help me out by liking and sharing the stream. See if we can get some more people in here. Betty Boop was the first sexy American guy. Yeah, I believe you're right. She started out in the newspapers. Um, yeah, so I think she started out in the newspapers, and then Fleischer Studios even made cartoons of her around the same time they were making the Popeye cartoon. I think she predated Popeye a little bit there. So we have a couple other comments here. Batgoat and Woody are on the couch sleeping. A first one I knew of. Yeah. So anyway, so let's go ahead and get the art tunes roundup here. Uh, Here's, I guess, a quote. You can't know where you're going if you don't know where you came from. That's a quote. So, source, a throne of bones. And of course, we've been covering this recently with, the Arctoon is kind of another version of webtoons done by Arc. So Archaven Comics offers a wide variety of the very best in new comics, from superheroes to young adult to urban fantasy. It publishes gritty adult alternative and humor, but this company goes a step further. Arkhaven also honors the rich history of the American comic book. Harlan Ellison once said, there are five Native American art forms that we've given to the world: jazz, of course, musical comedy as we know it today, the detective story as crafted by Poe, the banjo, and comic books. In today's Arctoons Roundup, we'll look at just a few of the Arctoons celebrating the rich history of the American comic book American created art form, the comic book. Right ho, Jeeves, a gentleman is employed. Like P.G. Wodehouse. Right ho, Jeeves. When English humorist P.G. Wodehouse decided he wanted to get into the American market, he figured the easiest way to win over the Yanks was to invent a character that made ruthless fun of the English. He invented the all time classic uh, brainless aristocrat in Bertie Wooster. However, to get Wooster out of his troubles he would get himself into, he also created the perfect gentleman's gentleman in Jeeves. In 1916, the first Jeeves story appeared in Collier's magazine. Now, before I continue, I've got to step away from the computer for a few minutes. I'll be right back, guys. All right, so I guess a couple people left. I'm sorry to see that. Just stepping away for a moment. Let's see. Sleep well, sweet. Zzz, at 80 You seen the North American Neolithic cave paintings? Those ladies were drawn stacked. So true background of beginning. Sleep well, sweet princess. Laugh out loud. At Dave Marks, I only seen cave paintings of animals. I doubt any female figures were stacked, as most would have backaches. Laugh out loud. Okay, so anyways, let's continue on with the article here. Let's see. Yeah, okay. This panel is reminiscent of the illustration art that was archetypal art archetypal of magazines like Collier's when Jeeves and Wooster were at the height of their popularity during the late 20s and early 30s. These illustrations were typically rendered in dry brush with some water or gouache coloring against a white background. I've come to take you back, Brinkley, with me. I've got a job for you. But I don't want a job. What what you want, my lad, and what you're going to get are two very different things. Kind of a pushy lady there, isn't she? These stories hold up even after better than 100 years. They are still funny. Chuck Dixon presents War. Show them how to die on the front lines. Legend Chuck Dixon shares his vast treasure of comics knowledge in Arkhaven's Chuck Dixon Presents series. In each episode, Dixon selects a classic Golden Age comic book from a genre that current publishers have long since abandoned. No real infantryman will suffer the life of an admin pogue willingly. It is institutionally viewed as the vilest shame a fighting man can endure. Sergeant Shepard is a career man who fought his way through the toughest meat grinders in Italy during World War II. But now he is losing his eyesight and has been relegated to desk work while some of the worst fighting of the war is taking place at Heartbreak Ridge. It will be somewhat amusing for the modern audiences to see how much stigma was attached to wearing glasses in the early 1950s. We'll post 2 centuries tonight on over in. What is it? Sergeant Shepard. Captain wants to see you right away. Show them how to die. After Dixon selects his comic, Arkhaven goes through a careful restoration process that brings these classic comics back to life. It's as if you had just pulled them out of the drugstore turnstile rack in 1953. The Korean War era comic book was drawn by Alex Toth and inked by John Celardo. Alex Toth would go into animation at Hanna-Barbera. His later works include Space Ghost, Super Friends, Scooby Doo. He returned to comics in the mid 1970s and died at his drawing table in 2006. Bill Volt. Ancient mommy Mikers would have been shaggy and unfortunate. My joke has fallen apart. I am a modern day mommy. I guess Milker. I thought it was Miker. With maybe it's Milker with shaggy and unfortunate one. Yep, it did, Dave Marks. But A for effort. Uh, all right. So, anyways, as we continue on here, we're already past the hour. We're just getting past the hour mark here. Um, continue on. Say Dovolt. Dovolt is written by Hispanic writer John Del Eros. It follows the adventures of Sir Domingo, a Spanish knight in the First Crusade. After the capture of Antioch, he is sent home to tell the news to King Sancho and ask for reinforcements. But he is distracted from his mission by a vision of the Holy Grail, and Domingo pursues his quest into a realm of magic and sorcery. All of Dovolt's artwork is done in tribute to the Silver Age of comics giant John Buscema. His list of works at Marvel include Avengers, Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer, and Thor. But it was with Conan the Barbarian that Buscema would have the greatest impact. All art done in homage to John Buscema. During the course of Marvel's run of Conan the Barbarian and Savage Sword of Conan, the artist would contribute to more than 100 issues of each title. Buscema's artwork helped Conan find a new and devoted generation of fans. If it had not been for him, the savage Cimmerian would probably be no better remembered today than the Spider, Master of Men, or Doc Smith's Lensman. This scene from Doe carries the same air of mystery, wonder, and adventure the 70s Conan comics would convey. It tells me I've wandered into somewhere much bigger than a cave. This is Core, the city of my people. John Del Eros has done a fantastic job creating a story that has the feel of a Robert Howard world. It has the air of Solomon Kane, Cull, and Bran Mac Morn. The Throne of Bones. That was late in het. Yeah, yeah. I wonder if he overslept or something like that. Anyways, A Throne of Bones. And finally, in this week's episode of A Throne of Bones, The legionaries dig in for a fight that would leave the Romans of our history longing for the howling hordes of long haired Gauls. Following morning, the goblin army came, drums booming rhythmically, um, as if they were the heartbeat of a single giant beast. When you are in the military and you are expecting trouble, when you know it's coming, you are so wound. It's like you have wire tightly wound around your chest. You hear yourself breathing a lot, and you feel your heart inside your chest. Well, Batgoat was awake. I wonder if he could confirm that for us. He was in the Navy, so. Hmm. Heinlein um, got that one right. You aren't really scared unless you are. You are like a racehorse in a stall waiting for the gate to open. You are in the now like you can be in no other way in your life. Come back tomorrow, little brother. Come back tomorrow and I shall feed you well. That's it for this week's ArcTunes Roundup. Archaven's publisher promises that ArcTunes content will be free to all. However, if you would like to support the website, please consider buying a subscription. See you next week. All right, so that's it for the comic stories. So now we'll get into these anime stories here. First, let's see what you guys are saying here in the here and now, as it were. Let's see. Probably spending time with his wife. That could be it too. That goat is awake. He just can't get up from the couch. Yawns are contagious. Yeah, I guess so. The couch struggles. Yeah. Anyways, so we got three anime stories to run through here, so we'll get to those here quick. 8 minutes. All right then. So Super Dragon Ball Heroes officially named Evil Super Saiyan form introduces new transformation for Vegeta by Spencer Bercouli from Friday, published this past Friday here. The latest episode of Super Dragon Ball Heroes has officially named the mysterious red and black colored form used throughout the series by Cucumber, and in the process introduced a new form for Vegeta that takes advantage of his Saiyan pride. Look at those look at those pinkish red eyes right there. Short Super Dragon Ball Heroes episode 35, The Pride of the Warrior Race, Vegeta Awakening 2021, Toei Animation. Referred to as both Evil Saiyan and Legendary Evil Saiyan, this form received its official name in episode 35 of Super Dragon Ball Heroes anime, The Pride of the Warrior Race Vegeta Awakening. After the ancient Saiyan Cucumber, that's an interesting name for a Saiyan, Cucumber, uses the, well, but then again, we all know that Bulma's last name is Brief, which makes a reference to underwear. But anyways, um, He uses the power granted to him by this form to take Vegeta out of the fight with an overwhelming, intense energy blast. Turles, the Saiyan warrior from the Tree of Might film, who bears a striking resemblance to Goku, interrupts the battle to boast of his own abilities. We will be heroes for just one day. Source Super Dragon Ball Heroes, episode 35, the pride of the warrior race, Vegeta Awakening 2021. Enraged by his fellow Saiyans bragging that his constant eating of the fruit from the Tree of Might has made him the most powerful warrior in the universe, Cucumber chooses to abandon his pursuit of Vegeta and instead challenge Turles to a duel, seeking to prove who between them is actually worthy of the title. Faced with Cucumber's looming onslaught, Turles reveals that he has also achieved the evil Saiyan form, giving the form its official name before promptly transforming in order to give his opponent a worthy fight. So our Super Dragon Ball Heroes, episode 35, The Pride of the Warrior Race, Vegeta Awakening 2021, Toei Animation. Though Vegeta fully recovers, he soon finds himself on the receiving end of the evil Saiyan's attacks, as throughout their own battle, the two villains take brief moments to continue beating down the Prince of All Saiyans and ensure that he cannot return to the fight. One such attack is the Evil Aura, an evil based technique um, in which an evil Saiyan uses their own evil energies to corrupt and convert any given opponent, which Turles unleashes against Vegeta. With Vegeta in the grasp of his energies, Turles calls on the Saiyan Prince to accept that evil is the true nature of the Saiyan race. I think Goku would have an issue with that. Source Dragon Ball Heroes, episode 35, the pride of the warrior race Vegeta Awakening. Before I continue, I gotta go off camera here for a quick moment. I'll be right back. Action tips, back codes, couch and runs. Oh boy. Need to go off to see winking, blinking, and nod. Good night to all. Hey, 80. Before you leave, well, hopefully you will hear this before you go. Just a reminder to everybody, we announced this on Friday. 2 weeks from tonight, on Monday, May 31st, which is Memorial Day here in the States, we're going to be doing an open mic night. Um, we're going to be doing an open mic night on the Mikestand. So you're all welcome to come in and chat it up with me. So just giving you guys a heads up. on that. So 2 weeks in the night will be open mic night. So reminder for those who night 80, night 80. It's all very evil. Um, Anyways, as we continue on here, unfortunately for Turles, Vegeta rejects his ideology, instead declaring that a Saiyan's true nature is to strive and fight to become as strong as possible. In doing so, Vegeta is able to harness the corruptive elements of the attack and harness the power of the evil aura for himself. Combining the evil energies with his own Super Saiyan God level strength, Vegeta's willpower gives birth to a brand new transformation. Super Saiyan God's Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. Evil aura. And then again, that's the source of the picture there. Notably, though, the evil Saiyan form received an official name in the series' 35th episode. This was not the first episode in which it is seen. The honor instead goes to Super Dragon Ball Heroes' second episode, where the evil Saiyan form makes its debut alongside Cucumber. Then, the only known warrior able to tap into the villainous transformation. And here's the source Super Dragon Ball Heroes, Episode 2 Goku Goes Berserk, Evil Saiyan's Rampage. The next episode of Super Dragon Ball Heroes, whose title Super Saiyan Rose vs. Ultra Instinct, a great planet shaking battle, suggests that audiences will see a showdown between Goku Black and an Ultra Instinct powered Goku. Is set to drop in June. What do you make of the Evil Saiyan form? Let us know your thoughts on social media or in the comments down below. Okay, so there we go with that one. We have a couple more here that we'll get to. Hour 17, so they have got to get better names. Yeah, so looks like we're down to 2 people watching now. Hope that's not a get. I hope there's more people than just 2 people watching. Anyways, let's get to this next article here. This is a Netflix article, and this is the one we were talking about earlier, Dave. Netflix to produce new original Ultraman CGI animated film in collaboration with Suburaya Productions. Spencer Bakuli doing the writing the article, publishing it on Saturday, the 15th. After nearly 3 decades, the grandfather of all tokusatsu heroes is set to finally make his return to the United States, as Netflix has announced that they will be working in collaboration with original Japanese production studio Suburaya Productions to produce a brand new CGI film based on the size changing hero Ultraman. I guess there he is right there. Um, Source Ultraman 1966, Suburaya Productions. As first revealed in a Variety exclusive, Netflix's CGI Ultraman film will mark the directorial debut of animator Shannon Tyndall, Coraline Kubo, and the Two Strings, and feature both an original story written by Tyndall and screenwriter Mark Hymitz, um, Hubo and the Two String, and co-direction from seasonal animation director John Aoshima, DuckTales and Gravity Falls. To emphasize the film's all-new storyline designed to honor the past mythology, Industrial Light and Magic will be animating the project in a way that will be stylized but not strictly anime-seek, as seen in the below concept art. Netflix via Variety. Netflix developing Ultraman animated feature with all new story exclusive. Absolutely. Oh, a film. Hmm. A Hero of Light. According to a synopsis from Netflix, the film will follow Ken Sato, a superstar baseball player who returns to Japan to become the latest hero to carry the mantle of Ultraman. His plans go awry, however, when he is compelled to raise a newborn kaiju monster, the offspring of his greatest enemy, as his own child. The synopsis concludes Sato um, will also have to contend with his relationship with his estranged father and the schemes of the Kaiju Defense Force. Rise of Rise of the Ultraman Volume 1, Number 2, Art Adams variant cover, Marvel Comics 2020. In a statement provided by Tyndall, the director declared that making this film is a dream come true. What began as an original story inspired by my love for A.G. Tsuburaya's Ultraman somehow became an actual Ultraman film, thanks to the incredible trust of the team at Subaraya Productions and the support of the folks at Netflix Animation, he wrote. We've assembled an all star team, and I can't wait to share our unique take on Ultraman with the rest of the world. Ultraman vs. Kamen Rider 1993, Subaraya Productions Toei Company. Speaking on behalf of Subaraya Production CEO and Chairman Takayuki Sukagoshi said, this partnership with Netflix will be the first full scale endeavor to reach the global market for Subaraya Productions. Ultraman, since created, has charmed many people around the world, and Shannon Tyndall is one of those people, added Sukagoshi. He was greatly influenced by Ultraman as a child, and he grew up to become a creator himself. I am delighted that families around the world will be able to watch Shannon and his team's vision of Ultraman on Netflix and foster feelings of courage, hope, and kindness. Excuse me for a moment. I'm going to go off camera here for a quick sec. I'll be right back. All right, let's see if there was anything here. Doesn't look like it. See, had to hit the hey, might be a good film. F Netflix, so I'll pirate it. So is there anybody still here? Night Action, Night Woody, and Bats. Night Dave. Night. All right. Anyways, we continue on here. Having the opportunity to partner with our friends at Suburaya Productions to bring his beloved character to our members around the world is an honor, said Aram Yacobian. Netflix of original content at Netflix. In a separate statement, we're thrilled to be working with Shannon, John, and an incredibly talented team of artists and lovers of Ultraman from around the world. We can't wait to share our film with fans of this iconic Japanese hero and introduce a new generation to what's sure to become their new favorite superhero. With the film's announcement, Netflix's Ultraman will be the first Ultraman feature to be produced for the West since 1993's Ultraman the Ultimate Hero, though the series never saw an official broadcast outside of Japan. Hmm. Ultimate Hero Ultramax powered 1995 Subaraya Productions. The film will also stand as the second piece of overall Ultraman media produced in support of Subaraya Productions' recent turn to introducing the franchise to the West following Marvel Comics' recent rise of Ultraman and currently ongoing trials of Ultraman miniseries. What do you make of Netflix's new Ultraman project? Let us know your thoughts on social media or in the comments down below. So, oh, there we go. So there's that one. And then we got one more anime article to go through here. Too bad, because this one I think is going to be a pretty fun one for everybody, too. Um, just simply because, what they're talking about here. Okay, so here's the last main article we're going to get to tonight. New survey shows Japanese audiences want Hollywood to stay away from anime. Article, of course, by Spencer Bakuli, who also published this one on Saturday. So, an hour and 29. So, yeah, I think we made good time then, it looks like. Results of a recent survey conducted among Japanese audiences has revealed that a significant number of respondents want Hollywood to stop adapting anime and manga for the silver screen. Yeah, I believe Yellow Flash and Tug both, I think, did stories on this, I believe. Conducted by Japanese video streaming guide One Screen. Actually, I think it was more Flash than Tug, but the survey asked 1,000 men and women in their teens to 60s nationwide a simple question: what anime manga would you like to see live action in Hollywood in the future. In response, nearly half of those surveyed, 456, answered none. I remember it was Flash because Flash is pointing out the I guess the tweet or whatever where they showed the list. There was like 400. The top one was number 456, and then like I think the next one had like I don't know 10. I think one of them had just 4 votes. So I mean, source Ghost in the Shell 2017 Paramount Pictures. According to a machine translation of the survey's coverage by Japanese pop culture outlet Kayo, respondents who answered none did so for a number of reasons, including the belief that animation should be as it is, a fear that a typical Hollywood adaptation would destroy the worldview of a given series, which is true because that's pretty much what they've been doing with anime series. Is what I mean. Look at what we've been talking about the last couple of years here. What Funimation's been doing with some of the series that they've kind of started to adapt. Most note, of course, with the GamerGate comment in Prison School, and of course, um, the whole controversy over Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. According to a okay, we already read that part. Let's see now. And because the dream is likely to break if it is made into live action film. At the source Old Boy 2013, 40 Acres and a Mule Filmworks. If anybody's commenting here on this. No. Just 2 of us here right now. You and me and a dog named Blue. Trying to get along. Of course, the survey was not without its supportive respondents. Following the understandably negative top response, the most popular answers were Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba with 60 votes, okay. Attack on Titan, Shingeki no Kyojin with 48 votes, and Jujutsu Kaisen with 34 votes. These series appear to have ranked out of a desire to see their stories brought to life through the use of Hollywood special effects and production values. With one fan who voted for Jujutsu Kaisen even stating that he wanted to see the series action scenes reproduced like a Marvel movie. Avengers Age of Ultron 2015 Marvel. The full results of the survey can be seen below. Notably, One Piece, Mobile Suit Gundam, and Yu Yu Hakusho were excluded from the survey as answers due to the fact that all 3 series currently have live action adaptations in development at Netflix. First place, none with 456 votes. Kimetsu no Yaiba, 60. Attack on Titan, 48, 34. Then Naruto with 24 votes. Detective Conan with 18. Three-way tie between Slam Dunk, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and My Hero Academia with 15 votes. 10th place, Hunter x Hunter with 14. 11th place tie between The Promised Neverland and Haikyuu with 10 votes. 13th place, 3-way tie between One Punch Man, Bleach, and Neon Genesis Evangelion with 8 votes. Dragon Ball with 7. Crayon Shinchan with 6 votes. 6 votes for Lupin the Third. 3-way in 19th place, 3-way tie between Fist of the North Star. I think it's supposed to be Kingdom, not Kingdom. And Prince of Tennis with 5 votes. Runner-ups include Full Metal Alchemist with 4. Bishojo Senshi Sailor Moon 4. Heroic Legend of Arslan 4. Nashka, The Valley of the Wind 4. And Dr. Stone 4. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie, Mugen Train, which, by the way, is outselling many movies right now, particularly, especially in Japan. So we've been talking about that a lot lately, too. Given how every Hollywood adaptation of a Japanese manga have disrespected and butchered the source material, save for Robert Rodriguez's Alita Battle Angel and arguably the Wachowski sisters Speed Racer, um, these results are to say the least, unsurprising. What do you make of the results of this survey? Let us know your thoughts on social media or in the comments down below. Yeah, sometimes making animated stuff live, I'd see about the one argument, the idea of, maybe the dream kind of falls away by it. So, anyways, that's all for the main stories tonight. So let's see, where are we at time? Hour and 36, so not bad. Not bad on the time. Night. So looks like good time to wind down because apparently there's only two people watching now. But so for those who are remaining, um, a reminder: 2 weeks from tonight we will be doing the open mic night. So hopefully some of you will look forward to that. It'll be Monday, May 31st, as we will be as here in the States, it'll be Memorial Day. So with it being a holiday, now we're back up to 3. So now, guys, as it is, probably would be a good time to start winding things down. So, are you guys ready for this day in each? And just to let you know, Nick is streaming tonight, talking about taxation is theft. So let's drink and whine about it. Okay. So, as it's a good time to start winding down, are you guys ready for this day in each history? 2 weeks. I'll mark my calendar. Yeah, I think you had already left when I made that announcement on Friday, Woody, that we would do that. So, 2 weeks from tonight, we're going to do open mic. So, anyways, are you guys ready for this day in each history? And I thank you guys again for all the likes and shares, by the way. Let's hear it. May 17th in each history. Alrighty then. So, today being Monday, March 17th, 2021, let's take a look back at this day in each history. And we have 3 items tonight. Um, they're all more recent, as it were, more recent history. So here we go. So the first stop we're going to go back 10 years ago tonight, as on this date in 2011, during the impact taping, the TNA impact taping on the 17th of 2011, aired on the 26th. Eric Young would defeat Gunner for the TNA Television Championship. So on this date, 10 years ago today, Eric Young would defeat Gunner for the TNA Television Championship in a match that was taped on this date for to be aired on the 26th. So on this date, Eric Young would defeat Gunner for the TNA Television Championship. So moving on to the next piece of niche history. On this date, 5 years ago today, um, A1 Pictures Fairy Tale OVA Fairy Penalty Game um, was bundled was bundled with the 55th volume of the manga um, that adapted the fairy penalty game one shot manga. So on this date, 5 years ago today, the A1 Pictures Fairy Tale OVA Fairy Penalty Game would premiere. So on this day, Fairy Penalty Game, the OVA Fairy Penalty Game, the Fairy Tale OVA Fairy Penalty Game would premiere on this date 5 years ago today. And last but not least, on this date in 2017, 4 years ago today, um, the 25th and the issue number one of Spawn's 25th annual anniversary Detectives Cut went on sale on newsstands from Image Comics. Spawn's 25th anniversary Director's Cut number one went on sale on newsstands for $4.99. It was a 40-page book. So on this date, 4 years ago today, Spawn's 25th anniversary Director's Cut number one went on sale on this date. So that's all for, and it was only one issue with some variant covers, but since it was a special issue, the 25th anniversary of Spawn, figured it'd be a good thing to talk about there or mention. 2 weeks, yeah. So with that being said, guys, I thank you all for being here tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed the content tonight. We had a livelier crowd. We had more people stick around for longer periods. I think we had a high of 6 people that the counter counted, which I'm glad for. Hopefully we can start getting more people in here. Anyways, I hope to see you guys back tomorrow night. And I shall wish you all a good night. And don't forget, 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be doing the open mic night. So, anyways, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.